I've been using Lens Distortions for just over a year now as a professional freelance video producer, and I think it's made a pretty big impact not only on the process but also on the final product that I'm able to deliver. So I wanted to make a video about it. Here we go. I'm always picking up new pieces of gear, trying different asset subscriptions, watching countless YouTube tutorials, all of this in an effort to either improve the process or the product when working on video projects. Now there's one product that I've been trying out for the last year that no one really talks about, and I feel like I'm sitting on a little bit of a hidden gold mine here. Lens Distortions is a curated online asset library that contains high quality music, sound effects, VFX, and my personal favorite, the finishing LUT pack. I remember seeing some of their ads on Instagram a couple years ago, and I wanted to give their subscription a try, but I think at first I was turned off by the price tag. I mean, even at the time of this video, the all access plan on Lens Distortions costs $33.25 per month when you sign up for a full year, or $49.99 per month when you're on the monthly plan, which ain't cheap. But eventually I just bit the bullet and bought a Lens Distortions subscription, and I haven't turned back since. Over the last year, I've been using their sound effects and music tracks in almost every single possible project I can. But honestly, my absolute favorite assets that are available are the Lens Distortions finishing LUTs. These are the products that I was initially most intrigued by, and I haven't really seen any other product like it. These LUTs are subtle finishing LUTs that help tie the entire project together. I don't know all the magic, and by no means am I a pro colorist, but based on the amount of questions I get about how I color grade my videos, I feel like I'm doing something right, and it's kind of just thanks to Lens Distortions. So why don't we jump into Premiere and I'll show you what I mean by this. No, that's not what we want. Okay, I did have a teleprompter and a script, and now I'm going off script, so who knows where this is going to go. But I just want to show you the website for a sec. You've got your music, sound effects, color, VFX, all the above. Color is what I kind of want to focus on today, just because I feel like it's the most different than anything else. So when you open up their website, you can see all the finishing LUTs that they have available. I don't know how to describe this. It pulls all the colors into this kind of similar world, if that makes sense. And so then everything has a uniform look, and it's just really nice. Earthy monochrome, one of my favorites. I find this works really well on a lot of different footage. Pacific Coast I've used. Golden Age is my current favorite, but I'm going to actually open up some example stuff. So I just have Premiere here. Don't really want to get into like an entire color grading process. I don't have that dialed in yet. I feel like I change it out all the time. But this is just kind of what I do for the most part. So I just have a timeline open here and a bunch of footage. I don't even remember what all of this footage is, so this is going to get kind of fun. But let's just grab some shots. So to get started here, take my footage, take an adjustment layer. Let's go over top. I typically have 3 adjustment layers that I work with. The middle one is a conversion LUT because all of my footage is shot on either the FX3 or the FX6, and so I shoot in S-Log3, S-Game 3 Cine for everything I do. So let's just first put a S-Log to Rec 709 LUT on there. So this is what we're starting with. My bottom layer, I always kind of do kind of a bit of contrast adjustment. That's what I'm going to do. So pull down, do your classic S curve kind of thing. Keep an eye on the scopes. Just make sure nothing's too low, nothing's too high. So this shot, I actually think things are too low and too high. So let's just pull the shadows up a little bit. Let's pull the highlights down a little bit. I might drop the whites even. That's a pretty good spot. Honestly, I don't need to change too much on this. Let's get into the finishing LUTs because that's why we're all here. The top layer is where we're going to do the finishing LUTs. So let's just start right off the bat. I do love these Golden Age ones by Lens Distortions. These are probably one of my favorites. That's kind of what it's doing. So it's pulling everything into one direct. And maybe we don't love that one. Let's just compare it to another one for a second. Golden Age has been my favorite, though, I'm not going to lie. One of the other ones, one of my other go-tos, Earthy Monochrome. That's a little more subtle. I really like what that's doing. Look at the reds kind of turning into like a bit more of like a maroon kind of look. We've got this like cherry red on his shirt, prior to the LUT going down, and that just pulls that in. The greens that you see, kind of like any green hues in here, kind of shift to the blue. it's nice. It's subtle, but it's so nice. It pulls it to a really polished kind of place. Let me compare it to, yeah, this is what I want. So this is a different song, but same room. Kind of shot this around the same time. We've got Rec 709, a bit of contrast, and then that look that just pulls it so well. Let's grab a different piece of footage here. We got some more football. This is a cool shot. This was before playoffs in BC, I believe. Yeah, here we go. All right, what do we got going on here? This is the original shot. Rec 709 conversion, a little bit of contrast, finishing LUT. I don't love the Golden Age finishing LUT right now. Let's try something else. This is often what I do. I've got a few of them downloaded in this folder here. Dark monochrome, like super interesting. I wouldn't necessarily use that. Maybe if you brought the intensity down. Let's go over to the amber. Okay. Cycle this on and off for a sec. Again, subtle, but it's bringing in some of the, like if I look at some of the shadows in here, you go from like pretty neutral to kind of a little bit cooler on the shadows, kind of cooler generally speaking. You know, if I'm going to toggle this off and on, it doesn't do a lot, but it just pulls it in and it has this look. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, that off-script kind of stuff went a little bit wacky, but you get the gist of it. The finishing LUTs are just really interesting. I don't know how to explain this. I just find that the LUTs pull all of the colors into like a smaller color range, I guess. Just creates like a more cohesive look. I love how much time I'm able to save in my color grading workflow, just by being able to drag and drop, you know, certain LUTs just to kind of help bring it to that next level. You know, a lot of my work is on smaller budget projects where I don't have, you know, the money for a colorist. I am the director, the cinematographer, the editor, the colorist, so I just love how quickly I'm able to, you know, get through some of these steps and still achieve a pretty nice look. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Peace.